Hey there, welcome back to the Crush Source podcast. Today's episode is one of the most honest conversations I've had about what's actually working in business right now, because I believe that the traditional mastermind model is broken. And so after years of investing and learning and testing, I realized that most masterminds teach, but they don't do. And so my goal was to build something different. But now I want to share with you behind the scenes of how we built it so that you can do it as well. And so we built something I believe that helps women scale smarter, not harder, with strategies and systems and support that actually fits your life. And it's called the Collective Co-op. But inside this episode, I'm pulling back the curtain on how it works. So why proximity alone doesn't create results, how we combine AI and human experts to deliver real implementation, and how the client framework keeps our clients supported all year long, and something you can implement as well. So even if you never join the co-op, you'll walk away with practical ways to add structure, community, and rhythm to your business. Hello there. Welcome back to the Crush Rush podcast. Today's episode is part story, part strategy, and some more honest conversations behind the scenes about what's really working in business right now. And one of the things which maybe is a little taboo that I believe in, and I feel like I have evolved over time, is that the mastermind model as we know it is broken. And I have been part of masterminds. I would argue when we first launched the Collective Co-op, it was a mastermind model. And so this is me being very honest about how we've evolved and how I think the industry has evolved and sort of where we're heading next and what I think is going to replace that. So I will share that after years of investing and learning and testing inside a lot of high ticket, high level programs, I found that I got to the point where I needed to do and not just learn. I needed to actually take a step and do it and follow through with it and hold myself accountable. And I have found that with my clients as well. And I think it's interesting because the mastermind model came about as a way to learn really quickly, as a way to get in the room with the right people, which I love, a way to learn quickly, which I love, and then to take the next step. The difference is now is information is so easily accessible. So you don't need to join a big, huge program to figure out how to do it. You could probably figure out on your own. What you need is someone to hold you accountable, someone to share with you what's working, and then do it. And so as we were sort of leaning into our product suite a couple of years ago, I was like, I don't know if this exists at a really high level. And so we built it. And I'm so excited about what our Collective Co-op program looks like today. It's a program that helps you scale smarter with strategies and systems and support, but it also works around your schedule and what that looks like. And it works around what your long-term goals are. It's not like a 2-week turnaround. It's a 9-month program. So it's called the Collective Co-op. And if you want to learn more about it, you can go to hollymariehaines.com/co-op. But instead of me just sharing how great I think it is, because I do think it's great, I'm going to walk you through how we designed it, like the model that exists behind it. So even if you don't join, you can see how we structure our program and hopefully take it away and structure your programs or your offers or your product suites similarly as well. So let's just get into a little bit more about why I built this and why I think things need to be built differently. So on paper, a lot of people's businesses look amazing, right? But here's what I found. I didn't want to launch all the time. Launching is a lot of steps if you do it right. And even though I love the process of it, I didn't want to do it all the time. I wanted to create something where I could really lean into a core group of people, knowing that they were as invested as I was as their mentor, as a client, and knowing that they were ready to really take the next step. And the truth of the matter is, if you're investing in something like this, like it's totally different for everyone. And so it's more than just proximity, right? Masterminds in the current state leave you with more ideas? Like, how many times do you go to a workshop in like a huge room of people and you walk away with like a notebook of ideas and then you're like, oh God, what do I do next? Right? Or how many times do you join a program and you're like, okay, this is the year. This is the year I'm going to do it. And then like 6 months in, you're like, well, I've done like one of the 10 steps. So I think a lot of programs are a lot of talk with very little implementation. And so I can tell you all the strategies, but at some point you need somebody to hold you accountable. And I want somebody to say like, hey, this is worth your time. You should focus on this first. And what I found is my clients needed a rhythm. They needed the accountability, the strategy, the rhythm, the seasons of growth, the seasons of rest. And for me, I needed seasons where I could put my girls on the bus stop, where I could plan a retreat, where I could do podcasts, but still take the afternoon off and still feel like my business was moving forward. And I couldn't find that model anywhere. I couldn't find it. And so we built it. And again, the goal is that it's designed around implementation, not information. Of course, we give you frameworks and things like that. But in this season of entrepreneurship, your time, your energy, and your attention are so limited, right? And so in the past, just having access to a room was enough. But now you need more. But you don't need more content. You need a plan. You need a team. You need real ongoing support of like someone literally in your inbox or your Slack inbox saying like, hey, how'd it go this week? How'd your launch go? Did you follow through with what we talked about on Monday? What are you seeing as the results for XYZ? And so that's where the co-op came from. It's a 9-month done with you mentorship where you get expert guidance, me, my team, systems, personal accountability, all under one roof, because proximity does not create results. Structure does. And so I want to walk you through the structure of how we did this and a framework that you can take away. And so inside the co-op, every member gets access to our CFO, our CMO, our strategist, our operations manager, and me. And so you get all the AI tools, all the frameworks, but what makes it truly work is the rhythm, right? It's a balance of planning and support and accountability. And so we follow this model called the SHIFT framework, SHIFT. And you can take this framework and you can apply it to anything, but it's how we design belonging and growth and structure into every single program that we do now, but specifically the collective co-op. So let's break it down. The S in SHIFT is see them. So every new person that comes into your world needs to be welcomed personally. I'm going to tell you an example of what we currently do, but it's not always this. So if you join the co-op, you may or may not experience this, but you're going to experience something similar. So one of the things we do as an example is we want you to be seen. We want you to know that like we know your business, we know your goals, we know who you are and what you're doing and what your plans are for this year. We know when you're on vacation, we know your family. Like we take the time to learn all of that. And so a couple of things that we do is obviously there's an onboarding form, but on that form, we ask you some of your favorite things. As an example, one of the things that we've done in the past is we ask you your favorite flower. If you follow me, you're watching on YouTube, flowers are a thing for me. I love flowers. We'll send you your favorite flower and welcome you to the community. And it's been really fun to see that because it's like, oh, they really read that. They really paid attention. We also host what I call a zero agenda welcome call with my team. So you get access to me and my team just to chat. Like, where can I find these things? How do I best get started? It's almost like if you move into a new neighborhood and you go over to your neighbor's house and they just like show you around. That's what I would think of it as. And the goal is we want to make sure you have a clear plan before you ever even jump into any sort of group session. So S is see them. See your clients for who they are as a person. It's not about onboarding. It's about seeing the like real human behind the scenes. The H is hold space. So in a lot of programs, you will see office hours, which we have. And we have office hours at different levels in different programs. But inside the co-op, we created a rhythm or a theme for our office hours. So they are not open-ended Q&As. And so we follow the same process every single month. Week 1 is planning and scorecard review. Week 2 is systems and funnels. Week 3 is client attraction, and week 4 is finances. And so the predictability creates safety and consistency. You know what to expect, but it's designed to support every single personality type, which is also really fun. So if you're an introvert, you get questions that we're going to ask on office hours ahead of time so that you can plan. You also get a weekly scorecard from us where we're asking questions, we're doing a survey, we're digging into your business behind the scenes. You can fill that out before office hours. If you're an extrovert, then you're going to thrive in the breakout sessions. If you're an analytical thinker, you're going to love the tracking progress. If you're creative, we're going to share behind the scenes, like how we're doing things, the visuals and the storytelling. And so everyone has a way to like plug in and really shine through their personality. The I in Shift is integrate tool. So this is AI and sort of like a human touch. And so this is really where all of our programs look so different because this is where we started to innovate. So we have used AI and our human team together. So they're not replacements, but they're partners. And so over the last year, we have built a full AI squad of custom GPTs. You've heard me talk about them before. We have Stella, the strategist, and Clara, the content coach, and Ava, the audience aligner, and Penny, the pitch pro. I just created one yesterday after a call. Her name is Lola, and she calculates the number of leads that you need for your next launch and like what that might look like. And so each bot is trained on frameworks and curriculum, and it helps you plan, write, and brainstorm faster so that when you come to office hours or you have a one-on-one with me, which is something you get in the co-op every quarter, they handle, the bots, the AI piece, 60% of the heavy lifting. It's doing the brainstorming, the draft content, the outlining the launch timelines, the summarizing your data. It's doing all of that for you. And then the other 40% is where our team steps in. So we're following up based on how you showed up in office hours, based on the form that you filled out, based on the questions that you're asking. So you show up and we hold you accountable. And to me, this has been really fun because the balance is really smart tech plus experienced humans. And so that makes it really sustainable. And so as an example, a client might use Stella, who's our strategist, to map her 90-day plan in 5 minutes, but then you get 90 minutes with me a quarter. That's a full one-on-one session with me a quarter where we can go really deep and figure out what are your roadblocks? What do you need to create? Who do you need to hire? What does this look like for you? So AI makes it faster, but our team makes it smarter. And together that makes the process very doable. So the F in Shift is foster growth. So we open feedback loops where you can share with us what's working, what's not working anytime. And our team will adjust calls and resources in real time. I just mentioned that I created a bot. I literally created her last night when my girls are at gymnastics. And it was based off of a call that we had of a lot of our clients are going through launches and they had a lot of questions about statistics. And I was like, what if I could create this bot that would like help them figure out those questions and then they could come to office hours and we could dig into it more. And so it's really important to me that you can share feedback anonymously. We have a form you can fill out anytime. I don't know who fills it out. I just see what you're saying, which is amazing. Or you can fill it out and tell me what's going on. You get individual access to our team, to me. And the cool part is when someone graduates, we invite you back. You get to teach, you get to collaborate, you get to mentor inside our community. And there's other ways that you can stay connected to us, honestly, forever. So it's not just a program. It's a family, but it's also a pipeline of leadership and legacy, which leads to T in Shift, which is track progress. So every week, our members have a scorecard, their scorecard for their business that tracks their numbers, their focus, and one win. And we're doing this on a weekly basis. This is not like your monthly business scorecard that you might do with your team or you might do to keep track of like your sales. This is a weekly, what am I focused on? And the question that changes everything for us is, what is one win this week? Ask yourself that. Ask your clients that. What is one win that you have this week? It changes everything. It changes the momentum. It makes you realize that you're doing so much more than you think that you're doing. And we use those wins for shout outs and handwritten notes and personalized encouragement. And it's just a way to show that success should be seen, even if it's like the most basic thing, like today is a win for me because I'm going to get my haircut in the middle of the afternoon. That's a huge win. I could never do that like 3 years ago. So I'm like, yes, it's going to be a great day. That's a win. Success should be seen, and that is a success. And so the shift framework isn't really about sprints. It's about rhythm, and it's about consistent rhythm and working with all different types of people and making sure that they're having an experience where they're not overwhelmed with information. And so we built this framework for women who want to grow, but want to grow with some breathing room. Like, you don't want to be sprinting for an entire year, right? You want to work smarter, not harder, and actually enjoy the process along the way. And so even if you never join the co-op, which I at least hope you check it out, you can borrow this framework right now. You can personalize your client onboarding. You can create structure in your delivery process. You can combine AI with human connection, and you can celebrate progress every week. And when you do that, you don't just grow your business, you build a community, a family of people who want to stay in it. And that's what makes it so magical. And so I created this framework and the co-op because I wanted something I couldn't find. I wanted a place, which I talked about last week, where women could build profitable businesses and still have time to live their lives. And 5 years and 9 retreats later, which if you want to hear that story, it's the previous episode, I can confidently say this. Business gets to be both. It gets to be sustainable and joyful and strategic and human and automated and authentic. Because when you build with a rhythm, with this shift framework, you build something that lasts. And that's what matters, right? So this is actually a part 1 of 3 series. And we're going to take you behind the scenes of how we built this. And so next week in part 2, I'm going to walk you exactly through how our AI squad works, what our weekly accountability schedule looks like the prompts, the systems, the automations that make our co-op run smoothly, and what we do to get our students faster results without sacrificing time or that personal touch. So it's going to be a really fun series and a fun episode. But if you are curious, the co-op is open for 2026. You can go to hollymariehaynes.com/co-op, COOP, and you don't need more information. You need a plan. You need a team. You need a business family and real support. And I can't wait to support you this year.